All right, so we have Scorbunny Community Day starting up in about 7 minutes, and I want to go over quickly before we get into walking around and catching Scorbunny, talk about the things that you should expect from the video. So I'm not going to be able to play the entire event from 2 to 5 p.m. I do have to work, unfortunately, at 5 o'clock, so I'll at most play for about an hour to an hour and a half before I have to go home and get ready for work. So I'm not going to be able to take full advantage of the event happening, but I will still try to catch as many Pokemon as I can. Now, every time I do Community Day, I always try to catch at least one Pokemon for every stage of that evolutionary line. So in the case of Scorbunny, I will try to get at least 3 with Scorbunny, Raboot, and Cinderace, but of course if I get more, then that's also fine. And then if I do catch any Pokemon outside of the little window that I have where I'll be walking around, like when I go home and I'm getting ready and I'm playing a little bit of Pokemon Go to see if I can find maybe a couple more, then I'll share those towards the end of the video and then end it off with a proper sign off. And it is pretty hot today, so I can't imagine carrying around a big camera with one arm, and my arm is like shaking and struggling to hold it up because I've been holding it for so long. And I guess you could say that the heat is a sign that the Scorbunny are beginning to spawn in pretty soon.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But I think the thing to do now is to obviously go outside and start catching some Pokemon, because the event does start in about 2 minutes, probably in about a minute now. All right, so now the Scorbunny are spawning in, so let's see if we can get anything while we're sitting here in the car. And I also have the Community Day ticket that I bought, I think, yesterday or the day before. So I should have it somewhere. Here we go. So Happily Ever After is the name of the event. So you have catch 3 Pokemon, catch 5 Pokemon, catch 10 Pokemon. So in total, just catch 10 Pokemon. I hate when they, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense why they do it that way, but whatever. Make 7 nice throws, make 5 great throws, and make 5 curveball throws. And this is for part 1 of 3. So let's go ahead and catch a few of these and check for any shinies. Nope. Nah, nope. Yeah, game, thanks for telling me that it's Community Day already. Oh, there we go. First shiny already. Nice. 127 hours. If you know, you know. Although that's completely unrelated, but 127 CP. Not bad. I'll check the IVs on a lot of these later because I don't feel like doing that right now, given that I'm on a bit of a time crunch. Oh, and with the background too. Nice. I'll favor that later once I start going for a walk, or I guess later on once the event is over, then we'll kind of go through the shinies that I caught and then evolve what I can. And that'll pretty much do it for being here sitting in the car. There's nothing else that spawned in, so let's go ahead and switch to being outside and actually going for a walk. All right, so we got a few more that spawned in over here. I'm just gonna end up catching whatever I can, because what I need to do obviously is try to do the timed, or not the time research, but the special research as quickly as I can, because then some of the stuff might take a little bit longer than usual later. And then once I get to a point where I've caught, or where I've completed all the research, then I'm just going to focus on doing shiny checks, so that way I can just focus on the shinies themselves. Now, as you might have remembered from my kind of introduction video that I did, is that I prefer to catch certain Pokemon in the standard Pokeball, mainly for aesthetic purposes, and shiny Pokemon are of course one of those things. And anything after Gen 6 right now, or Gen 6 onward, I also prefer to catch in a Pokeball, in a standard Pokeball, because there are so many types of Pokemon that I'm missing in terms of like shinies or hundos or other rare Pokemon that I would just prefer to catch in a standard Pokeball. Oh, here we go, another shiny. Nice. And this one is a little bit higher CP too. I missed the great throw, but whatever. As long as I catch it, that's fine. You know, I should also probably put down an incense, because that'll help a little bit with, oh, speaking of, even though that had nothing to do with it, I really should have one on, so that way I can get some spawns coming in every now and then. I'm gonna stop here in the shade real quick because there are a few other Scorbunny around. Let me just double check some of these, and then I'll look at some of the research tasks that I've already completed, so that way I can move on to step 2. So let me put this towards the top. Yeah, so I have done everything. So let's get the items out of the way first, and then encounter some of these Scorbunny. Okay, so a huge one. Does anyone else save theirs? Like when they get a double XL or a double XS, do you guys save those? I typically do. So like later on, I'll probably go through all of these and save the ones that are XL and the shiny ones, and if I get any like good IV ones. All right, so the last one from the research, just a normal one. All right, so let's claim this and do this last encounter for this part, and then let's see what we have next to do. Oh, and with the background. All right, so we have catch a total of 10 Pokemon, use 3 berries, use 5 berries, and use 7 berries. So use 7 berries and catch 10 Pokemon. All right, so I'm surrounded by quite a few Scorbunny, so let's check all of these and use berries. I'll use the pineapple berries because I do want to try to have as much candy as I can if I'm gonna end up evolving like 10 of these probably. All right, so that was the last one that I needed to catch. So let's collect the items and see if we get any shinies from these. Oh, okay, I didn't expect that at all. Nice. I didn't know that Reboot was going to show up as an encounter, and let alone a shiny one. It's pretty good. Not bad, not bad. And then that's a dex entry right there, nice. And then let me see what this last encounter is. And just a regular Scorbunny. Oh, there we go, another one. I think I'm gonna go with the raspberry just to kind of help. I should be using nana berries, but I think with the shinies, I would rather use a raspberry because I want to try to increase my chances of catching these Pokemon. I mean, so far already in the first 18 minutes, 19 minutes, not bad for shiny encounters. So I've already done a few of these, or a couple of these, so for the next step I have to catch 10 Pokemon and spin 5 Pokestops. So I already spun the one that was just behind me over there. I just have to catch a few more, and then we'll be all set to go. Oh, there we go, another one. Man, how many is that already? Is that like 6? Nice. Yeah, let's see how many I have already. So I've caught, yeah, 6 total. So 5 of them Scorbunny and 1 of them being a Reboot. So not a bad start for the first 20 minutes. The peacocks are going crazy right now. Okay, so I have caught the 10 Pokemon that I need, and then I just have to spin the 4 more Pokestops to satisfy the other tasks, which I'm not gonna be able to complete until I get to the park that's right around the corner over here, right there in the little green area. There are 4 Pokestops there, so I can easily get the 4 there and complete step 3. But I'm gonna focus on just catching some of the shiny Pokemon between now and there. If not, then I'll see you guys when we get to the park. Oh, and there we go, shiny number 6. Nice. Oh, and with the background. Oh. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to reload the game. Oh, there we go, another one. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was weird. The frame rate dropped dramatically there. But hey, I'm glad that I did reload the game. Otherwise, I would have missed that shiny. Oh, there we go, another one. And it's number 8 or 9. Nice. And you'll see too that once we get to this park, it's gonna be flooded with Pokemon. Like there are so many spawn points. And I guess now with Community Day, it's gonna make it so that way it's pretty much all gonna be Scorbunny, or most of it will be Scorbunny. So a good opportunity for me to try to get a few more shinies in that batch. So here, I'm not in like the best spot, but if I go more towards the middle, I can probably get a few more to spawn in there. Okay, so the ones that are immediately around me, I'm going to just try to catch all of them. And then, cause here I have to spin the 4 gyms or the 4 Pokestops, and that'll be it. But let me take the time real quick so I can catch all these Pokemon, and then we'll go ahead and spin the Pokestops and the gym here. All right, everything's been caught, and let's go ahead and spin these first 2 Pokestops here. So that's number 2 in total. This will be number 3 in total. And more just spawned in here as I got closer. Nothing there. Nothing there. You know, I should have also maybe put on a like a lucky egg or a star piece or something. I think that would have been kind of smart to do, but all right. And then with that Pokestop spin, we have all of these tasks done. So let's see if we can get any shiny from these. Not this one, and not this one, and not this one. And funny enough, that's the first time I've ever registered a Cinderace in the Pokedex, because I've been trying to hold off on evolving some Pokemon until I got like cool versions, like a high IV one that I could use for like PvP and stuff, or even a shiny. I guess I'm not doing a shiny dex entry for this one. Oh, and of course I get a shiny when I'm next to a leaf blower. All right, now that I'm far away enough, let's go ahead and try to catch this thing. So I think that makes it, what, shiny number 9 in total? 9, maybe 10 in total? I've lost track. I think it's 9. Okay, so it is 10. Okay, so we're at 10. So again, not a bad start for the first 42 minutes. Oh, there we go. Number 11. Off the incense too. Nice. Oh, I forgot to check the last part of the research here, and non-shiny. All right, so I guess no shinies. Well, I got the shiny Rabu, but aside from that, not really anything else from the special research. Yeah, and that pretty much concludes the special research. Was there a timed research one? Huh. You know, they haven't done that in a while, and I guess they got rid of it on purpose, but sometimes Pokemon Go and like to give us features and take away features. I kind of like that they did the timed research where you had the entire week to either fully evolve the Pokemon, so that way you can get more, you have like the entire week to evolve them to get the Community Day move. But now they kind of went back to everything has to be done on the same day, and you have up to like 4 hours, I think, after the event. So you have until 9 p.m. local time in order to fully evolve the Scorbunny and get the Cinderace with the CommDay move. Oh, there we go, number 12. Man, this one's really high, 737. But again, that doesn't matter. It's the IVs are what's really going to matter more, and what's going to be good for PvP stuff. PvP. I don't know why it sounded like I said PvP. PvP. I'm just trying to keep the GoPro from getting too hot. I'm trying to keep it cool enough that it'll keep recording. Oh, and there we go, another shiny. As I'm talking about the GoPro overheating. Hopefully it doesn't shut off by the time I get to my car. I should be at my car in about a couple of minutes. There we go, nice. That's what, number 13 now? Number 13? Oh, back to back, what? Dude, that's only ever happened to me a few times, but it's always great, always great. Who said 13 was unlucky? 13 and 14 back to back, let's go. I've never done the triple though. I've never had a triple back to back. Only a double back to back. Maybe one day I'll be a lucky son of a gun and get a triple back to back shiny. All right, I'm gonna do these last few encounters here while we're at the park to see if there's anything. Let's go and take a seat in my car and I'll catch whatever's out here. So none of the Scorbunny that were around here were shiny, unfortunately. So that's gonna do it for the normal part of this video, like the actual walking around and catching aspect of the video. But I will do my best to try to catch whatever I can between now and 5 o'clock. And again, share it with you guys later, and then we'll talk about it at the end of the video. All right, I'm back home. So let's take a look at how we did for today. So I didn't really catch anything after I went out for my walk. I did catch one shiny Pokemon, one shiny Scorbunny, but that was about it. It was this one right here that I eventually evolved up into a Cinderace, because this is sorted by the most recent one. So that was the one. Not too bad in terms of stats, but I figured that with and I'll explain in a minute what I did here. Given that it was one of the higher IVs that I had, I decided to fully evolve it, so that way I at least had you know, a few of these being, you know, with the CommDay move, Blast Burn. So for the day as a whole, I think it went pretty well. I mean, having caught 14 of the 15 shinies within the first hour was pretty insane. I don't think I've ever caught that many shiny Pokemon during a CommDay in that short period of time ever. In total, I probably caught a little over 200, maybe close to 300 Scorbunny throughout the day. I did catch a few once I did get home and I was getting ready for work. I sat there and caught whatever would spawn, and that was when I got the final shiny. I got it right here before I left work. But when I got to work, usually there are a lot of spawn points, and I encountered pretty much every single Scorbunny I came across, and not a single one of them was shiny. So unfortunately, I couldn't get like another 1 or 2 shiny before I couldn't play anymore. So here are the 15 that I ended up catching. One of them, I think I evolved that one actually. It might have been it might have been this one that I got from the research. It doesn't, I don't know if it, no, definitely not the research. But I can't remember which one of these it was, but it was one of them. And this is by most recent, so if anything, it should be one of these that I got from the research. I can't remember which one it was exactly. It might have been this one actually. This one would have been the one that I got as a reboot in the research, but everything else was pretty much caught in the wild. But 15 for only having played a third of the event is not bad. I think if I would have been able to do the entire event, if it wasn't for work, I probably would have gotten well over 30, probably 40, at least 40. But still, 15 is not bad. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 Cinderace. Well, five shiny Cinderace. And then plus another probably like 7 or 8 of them that were non-shiny that I kind of had just sitting in my box that were also with good stats. I evolved most of those into the Cinderace so I can get those with the CommDay move. Oh, okay. Alright, so this is something that's kind of new to me. I never knew that you could actually look it up by the attack name. If I remove the @ does that also? Okay, no, you have to have the @ There are some of these search tricks that I'd never really learned. Let me see, can I do this? Cinderace? Okay, here we go. See, I always knew that you could search by attack type. Like if you put @fighting, for example, or @fire, then you can find Pokemon that have a fire type move. But I didn't know that you can do it for specific moves. I didn't know that you can put @blast burn and then you'd get the Pokemon that know blast burn. So in total here I have 12, 13, 14. I have 14 Pokemon, or 14 Cinderace with the blast burn attack. So, and 3 of which are Dynamax, or 4 of which are Dynamax. So that's not bad. It's really not bad at all. Well, that's gonna do it for Scorbunny Community Day today. I think one of the things that I could take away from today's video is less to do with the actual event and more to do with the actual recording of everything. I didn't realize that I was gonna have issues with the GoPro overheating and stopping the recording. I figured it was gonna get hot, I just didn't think that it would be so hot that it would eventually tell itself to shut down and stop recording. And it seems like I got all the footage that I needed from the GoPro itself. What I should probably do is figure out a way that I can maybe keep the GoPro cool while I'm walking around in the hot sun. Otherwise, I'd have to bring around the camera, and again, this thing weighs a ton, and it would be too painful for my arms to carry them around. Not that I'm weak, it's just that it's a heavy camera. If you try, like if you're someone who goes to the gym and you try holding up a weight with one arm for 5 minutes straight, you're gonna struggle. Even if you are like super shredded, your arm's gonna get very fatigued. For CommDay itself, I thought it went really well. I thought it was a very solid CommDay, especially given that I got 15 shinies. I definitely could have gotten more if I was able to, but even 15 for just playing for an hour, not bad at all. So there aren't really any takeaways that I can get from that. Again, the takeaways are just from the recording aspect. Now, what I want you guys to do, if you're okay with with giving me some feedback. Let me know what you thought about the recording of the event, of this vlog in general, because I know the first couple of videos that I released were all recorded just using my camera, so everything looks nicer. And this was the first time that I used the GoPro for anything like this, so I don't really know from your guys' perspective if those are cool shots that you guys like, or if you find it where it looks not as professional. But then again, this is a vlog, so it doesn't really matter if it looks professional or not. I know there are people out there that do vlogs professionally and they look professional and cinematic, like your Peter McKinnons and your Casey Neistats or something. I think the GoPro makes it so much easier for me to go out and not have to carry around so much equipment. I think what I could do maybe is bring a little bag with me that I can stuff my camera in case I do want to get shots with, that just look nice with the camera. But as I'm walking around, I think the most practical thing would be to use the GoPro because of how lightweight it is, and because it's a 360 camera, I can adjust the angle however I want, so that way whatever I want to have in frame will be in frame. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, what you guys thought about the recording of the vlog itself. And let me know how many Scorbunny you caught on Community Day, or if you got any Raboot or Cinderace from the research. And the last thing that I want to do here before I do the outro is I want to complete these research tasks from the Pokemon Pokopia timed research. I was able to do all of this, or the rest of this, today. I think I only had like a couple left that I needed to complete. So let's go ahead and see what kind of Pokemon we are gonna catch here. I mean, I would think that they're all Ditto, right? I actually have not encountered a single Pokemon from this, so I'm assuming they're all Ditto. Oh no, never mind, they're not Ditto at all. Now there's a chance that maybe a lot of these can be, or not a lot of them, but some of them can be shiny. I myself have not played, as of recording, Pokopia itself. I've been waiting off on getting it for now, but I'll probably end up getting it in the next couple weeks. By the time this video comes out, I'll probably already have it and would have already played quite a bit of time. Probably would have put in a few hours already. Alright, well, no shiny from this research. Although it would have been really cool if I was able to get a shiny of at least the Ditto with the costume. And that's the last little thing here, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it for today's video. If you made it this far, again, please let me know what your thoughts are about the recording of the video with the GoPro and everything like that. I'll try to get some more videos up soon. I have like 1 or 2 of them that I'm working on. Some of them that I have like an idea of what I want to talk about, and other ones that I haven't touched with in terms of editing. I'll do my best to try to document every time there's some kind of event like CommDay or some sort of like few days long event, or like a week-long event or whatever it may be, so I can do stuff on that and record and go out and try to catch Pokemon during these events whenever I can. So if you want to see more of that, of course, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.